Hello everyone, this is Alex Pop from Romania and welcome to another chess video. This video will be much more interesting for me. I want to congratulate all the Romanian streamers that I know, all the Romanian chess streamers that I know. A lot of them I know personally, some of them I don't, and I just want to congratulate all of them for what they are doing because they are they are in a sense getting new chess players to follow the game and also bringing a bit. It's funny for me to see a Romanian player explaining for foreigners in English. A lot of them I know again. And without further ado, I'd like to start off with the first streamer that I was actually very impressed to see, Vlad Giza. So, or as a lot of you know him as Vlad Gita. I remember when we talked in Arad. I used to go in Arad every year, the special tournament, and he would be there. And he was 1700. Yeah, he was 1700 then. And I remember the way I remember it. He used to play a lot the close Sicilian. So I always associate him with the close Sicilian. And I knew the line G6, G3, Bishop G2, D3, D6, F4, A6. I remember at least playing a blitz game against him, a blitz game or a, or at least a rapid game, maybe even a tournament game. In any case, I saw him playing the closest Sicilian Arad, and I always associate him with that line in Arad. And I remember when he told me, "Well, God damn it, the American people don't know Gitza," and and he got used to be called Gita. I think he was studying also physics, so he was doing a hard degree in the U.S. So that was actually very impressive for me. And one point I was playing on I think chess.com or and I had my name visible, and so and I matched with him by random chance, and he was all fed up. Oh, I'm gonna play him. And what did we play? It was a close Sicilian. And this one I remembered. I was actually annoyed. Okay, I'm getting targeted now. Yeah, he is doing a lot of he's doing a lot for the game of chess right now. So the first special surprise was that he is 2300 now on leeches. So it's a bit higher up than 1700. And also, he's starting to connect with other streamers. So you would go to his channel and you would see other people. So it was actually very nice to see him. He's starting to become a full-fledged channel. So well done, Vlad. And that that would be the first one to imagine that a 1700 with a passion for the game now is explaining to others really good and also giving the chance to other streamers. The next one there will be Banzika, the one and only Banze Alex. He's one of the first ones, the first streamers that I actually pose some questions. What kind of technology is he using? If he's using a microphone, how is he doing? Yeah, of course. And he explained it immediately. So he was one of the first streamers when that I asked how he was doing. Also, he I think is the closest we have to a Romanian version of Chessbra. So he's like the proto Chessbra player. This is how I would describe him. He's starting to show off his blitz skills, and yeah, it's actually very funny. It's actually very funny to watch his channel. And I remember I knew him since he was just that kid in the club. He was playing for Apanova, Bucharest, and I got the first taste of It just not. I got the sense of not messing around with that kid when he beat me at a national chess championship in Târgu Mureș. Yeah, he played against me. I think that was our only game. I don't know if there was any other game, but we played King's Indian. Yeah, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna play just like those lines. I think there was the Kaufman book right then. Yeah, and I played the main line. Uh, yeah, and he played e5, d5, knight here, and I played knight e1, which is a dangerous line, as you would know. It's a main line, and we played this one: f3, f4, bishop here, g5, knight d3. Yes, and in this line, it there is a typical saying that yeah, white would win if he doesn't get mated. White will win if he doesn't get mated. So, or white will win if he doesn't lose. Yeah, so what happened is I lost. I was mated. So he managed to conjure up a mating net. In the mating net, he threw out all his pieces at me on the king side, and he finally managed to defeat me. I think I had 1 point a chance to stir the games toward calmer waters, but yeah, didn't see it, and it was fast enough. Yeah, back then he was just a kid, so I was just annoyed. Oh, God damn it, I lost to a kid. Now he's an international master, things are a bit different. But in any case, what he is doing is really, really neat. He is showing off his blitz skills. He's already become an international master. Hopefully, we'll see him as a grandmaster. And yeah, if I remember at the Super League in 2019, he got the norms. So it was actually interesting to see the evolution. And that would be with Banzica, little Banzea, or Zeus, Banzeus, who I don't exactly know which one. But yeah, chess tube is a bit too formal for me. I don't know. It might be just me, but in any case, this is it. Um, right, and now we move on to the next one, and we are starting to get heavyweights. So this is the one and only GM Mircea Pârligras. And yeah, he is 2600 plus. Actually, at one point he had 2600 and 2660. So it was enormous. So he is very, very strong. He's top three in Romania. And seeing him doing chess streams is amazing. So you don't usually get very strong GMs doing these kinds of streams. So again, there is a Grandmaster 2500. You could say, okay, it's interesting. He's showing off his knowledge. But when a 2600 player 2650 shows off his knowledge, yeah, then it becomes really. Then you just sit and watch the show like, okay, this is uh yeah, he was the, as I recall, the way that I know him is he, I went to a very strong trainer in Romania, Ginda, and he is one of Ginda's star star pupils, right? He was described, I believe, as the silent and hard-working one. So he was the one that was working a lot, studying a lot. Yeah, and I think I got to play against him. Yeah, in at the National Chess Championship in Târgu Mureș. And I think yeah, I have only one game with him. So then again, I have to cherish that one. I was with Black, and he played, as I recall, I played a line that I studied a bit before, and I completely botched up the opening afterwards. So I played here knight bd7, and he played bishop f4. So I was trying to get Cambridge Springs, I believe, after this one C6, and at that time I wanted to get a Cambridge Springs, and I was trying to use this move order. It posed some interesting ideas for bishop f4 to take on c4. And I remember I played this game and I was crushed like nothing. So after the game, I was just pondering what did I play here, because this was not chess. Yeah, but yeah, that's the difference between a 2600 player and a 2200 player. Yeah, and it is really, really interesting to see him just showing off his knowledge. Yeah, I remember also a story that there was a group of players, international master, grandmaster, and Mircea Pârligras would come and would analyze the game, and yeah, this there is this structure. You would try to go into this structure, and the rest of the international players, they didn't exactly care that much for the structure. I think the story was told by Vasyashil Dan, who is a dynamic player. And he would tell that Mircea Pârligras was concentrating on the knowledge, and they being jokesters. Structure, structure. But they were focusing on dynamic lines. But it just goes to show that he is focusing more on structure, technical play, and also showing off the showing off the play style of a 2600. So again, 2600 is a lot. So 150 points difference already shows an edge, and that means that him at 2650 would beat regularly at 2500, right? So this goes to show, and 2400 is like nothing. You would beat him on automated play when he was at his best. So that's why again, seeing him doing a doing streaming is interesting, is a very interesting, because you get into the mind of a real chess player, right? Moving on to our next one. This one, Sasha, Sasha Dav, Alex David, the one and only. This one, yeah, just started, so he's right now getting a bit the grips with it, getting to the grips with it. He is, I knew him since he was 11, and I was 14. And the closest image that you could get of how I was seeing him, if you know the movie Incredibles. So in Incredibles, there is that starting scene with Incrediboy, a scrawny kid who just has all these flashy toys, all these new gadgets, and the hero is looking, what the hell is this guy doing? So I was 14, he was 11, and he was just firing off lines after line after line after line. So he would say, yeah, this line, there is this book, and then you have that book. I've always pride on my knowledge of chess books and getting the newest information. And here was this kid, an 11-year-old kid, who was just firing off. He also had those glasses and was a bit, as I recall, he was a bit chubby, or at least that's how he is in my mind. He's very, very close to incredible, as I was seeing it. And I remember I played one game with him at Bucharest, and I remember that game at least because there was a book by Mihail Marin for quality chess. And in that book, there was playing the open games or something like that. And it was a repertoire book for black, but he gave a lot of interesting ideas for white also. And one of them was in the King's Gambit and the Vienna. So Marin recommended for the King's Gambit the bishop c5 line, right? With the idea that you can't take because you get queen h4, check and check. So here white usually would play knight f3, d6, and now we actually transpose to a Vienna line. So this is why it was interesting for me, because the line seemed playable for white, seemed very playable. And I remember I played knight c3, knight c6, f4, and he played d6. And I remember I was shocked. Why? What? What is this? I should be winning now. Something like that. And so I played knight f3, knight f6, bishop c4, bishop e7, d3, just like the main line with bishop c5, castles, and he completely he managed to beat me badly even. So I botched up the position afterwards very quickly, and I was shocked. Wait, this kid, how did this kid get to beat me? I was angry then, but afterwards, that scrawny kid grew up into a bit of a monster chess player. Just to get the idea, right now I had a pleasant surprise when I went to Vlad Gita's uh, streaming, and here there was David Alexandru doing a lesson on the Queen's Gambit, and he was firing off those lines, and I was just watching bewildered. What is this? What are these lines? I mean, he was firing off lines with opposite side castling, black sacrificing pawns, everything. At one point, the white king was on b4, so it was really interesting for me to see that. Just okay, so these are the line typical. Now I would say typical Alex David, uh, Alex David lines, but you get that sense of the scrawny kid now the the one coming up with interesting ideas. Yeah, and another point that I was really shocked with Alex David, he played in Arad a game with Gorodetsky. Yeah, okay, he won, but afterwards he analyzed the game with other chess players. We were there a group, and he he started showing these lines, and I was watching what kind of chess is this. So he basically tricked his opponent. He and I was shocked because this was a line that I didn't know of. So he played the London, and you would say, okay, big deal. But here he took on c5, so it's not a London anymore, not that typical London. And this is what happened. He played knight c6, knight bishop b5, and Alex David was explaining the lines casually. Yeah, and here, yeah, bishop b5. I think he mentioned that it was in Naroditsky. It was explained by Naroditsky, but I didn't exactly know of this line. And he was just firing off these lines. Yeah, bishop b5, queen a5, knight c3, a6, take this. So white is up a pawn, right? And black should strive for counterplay. And he was still in theory here. White is a pawn up, and what he's actually saying here is that black does not have enough compensation. So white is up a pawn, and if black doesn't have enough compensation, well, he's lost from the opening. But I was shocked. Wait. Where did he go wrong? How is this possible? How is this possible? And I think I remember now that this whole line is actually not at all easy for black. So he has to play for counterplay. And this just shows he entered this endgame, and here, yeah, bishop c7 was the idea. And he's going to protect the c5 pawn, and he's going to have an extra pawn. And he just defeated a FIDE master like it was nothing. So here already he has an extra pawn, a very ugly extra pawn, but an extra pawn. And you will see here that the opponent didn't have any chance. And after that, I was shocked because he was analyzing casually. Yeah, in this end game you get this end game, and it's pretty much won for white because he can't get back his extra pawn, and I will just go with the king. He has weak pawns on a6, c6. And what? You just beat the 20. You just beat the FIDE master out of the opening with the London without doing anything from move 4. So that that was how I knew that he would come up with new ideas. The way I know David Alexandru is that he would know the latest books, latest software, latest ideas, and also he's a pretty strong chess player in the sense that he's not just analyzing or using the books. He's also, well, 2400 now, but he's hopefully we'll get to see him as a GM. So again, this these two were especially this one and Arad was when I was really shocked. I think I had to pinch myself. What did I just see? Did he just smash a FIDE master from move 4? Yeah, it happens. And moving on to our next one, this one, Kalin Georgiou. He is, when he started doing it, I knew that Romanians were starting to get on Twitch. So he is a colleague in a sense. Okay, he's 3 years younger than me. So we went to a lot of chess competitions and we know each other. We get to play football, right? We competed against each other. I think the last time I played against him was in 2013. And then it was something interesting because it was a 7-round tournament and he won 6 out of 6 and I lost the game. It was a scholar chess championship, meaning it was for high school students, one high school per county. And I was from Mureș, so I was sent there. And he going in the last round, we were yeah, he had 6 out of 6. I was playing black. I was point down, so I had to beat him if I wanted to get anything. And I remember that we played this. We played. I played. I wanted to play the Berlin and just get the game going. And I think he played d6. Yeah, bishop c5, castles, and from no, d6, and yeah, from here on in, it was a fighting game, and somehow I managed to trick him. So that was pretty much what happened. He played with knight c3, if I remember correctly, and something like this, and then with knight on d5, and I took on d5, and it was well, not that pretty for him afterwards. Something like this happened, and I managed to trick him, managed to win, and I got first place. So that was the last time that I competed against him, and I managed to snatch a victory from his jaws. Yeah, so he should have won that tournament, but well, there was me. And he had 2000 elo then, and I had 2250, somewhere around there. So yeah, he was smaller. Now he's 2350, so he zoomed past me. Yeah, now it's actually, again, you are seeing with him the 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 start. It's very difficult to start streaming. It takes a bit of courage in the sense that you're putting yourself out there. And yeah, this intro with best win ever, yeah, you will get new ones. But again, this is pure comedy, this video, so I recommend this video for any time. Moving on to the next one. Kalia Steluzza, Moria Georgiana Steluzza. Right now, well, she's back, hopefully. She is again a colleague, so she's 1 year younger than me. So we would meet at a lot of tournaments, National Chess Championship, Junior Chess Championship, Arad. So I know I've seen her a lot. And one memory I have with her, and for which I respect her a lot, she is the first, she's pretty much the single woman I know, single junior who went to the men's chess championship in Romania. So when she was 16, she didn't participate for the women's chess championship. She participated in the men's chess championship. And that takes a bit of either courage or uh, just plain old arrogance. But what she did then, when I saw that she did that, I was just clapping. Wow, that's the way to do it. If you want to progress, you need this kind of participation. And that tournament was actually very interesting because she played first round, and if I remember, yeah, she played against an international master, and that dashing international master came with the flowers for the first round. Yeah, they made an interesting couple afterwards. So flowers well spent, I would say. Yeah, it was. So first round, she had already a tough match, and I remember her. There was a night, a festive night, and I remember if I remember correctly, she wore some green dress, black stilettos, something like that. And well, it was a sight to behold. Let's just say like that. And I remember there was a photo on ChessBase with the event, and there is that photo of her in the green dress, and that was actually very nice. This is how I remember Georgiana. So that was the clearest image I have with her. And also, she in one round she went to the tournament dressed. She always dressed elegantly. This is something I again noticed. And in one particular round, I think she was either stress testing the dress for the festive night. She came in. She came in. Yeah, in a dress and stilettos. And I remember that in the men's chess championship where she was participating for a five, at least five boards ahead and below, there wasn't any chess playing. So that was not chess that was being played when she was there. It was something similar to chess, but yeah, you would move logs on a board and admire the view. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter who was on the move. Yeah, and in that tournament I played against her, and and I made a draw. I salvaged a draw. So usually when usually I played against her, uh, I somehow would trick her in the opening. But in that tournament, yeah, I think I played the Tarash defense, and somehow I got tricked, or somehow she tricked me, and I don't actually recall how she tricked me. The only thing I remember in that game is I got into a difficult position, and afterwards, uh, I had to go with the king from g8 to d8 or something. I had to move the king, and it was no, I was fearing for my life then. And normally, some chess players know me. I do not like draws. Don't give a draw. So I got into a position after surviving, just surviving, and I recall, equal material. It was equal material, and she proposed a draw. And for some reason, then I was scared and everything, and I accepted the draw. And afterwards, when I came back, why did I accept the draw? Because if Perligras would propose me a draw in that position, I would say hell no. So yeah, that was another fond memory I have, that game, that I gave a draw in a position I would normally not give a draw. So she managed to pose so many um, problems that, yeah, I was either exhausted or just just decided to call it a day, and I made a draw. Yeah, she we participated a lot in European Chess Championship. I think there was the Rapid Chess Championship, the Blitz Chess Championship, and the Solving Chess for juniors in Subotica. So this is where we would I would meet all the chess players from Iași, from Timișoara. There, it was just like a gathering place because all the Romanians would go there, all the junior chess players would go there, and that's how I also seen her. But the fondest memory was that in Sarata Monteoro, when she participated at the men's chess championship. So she actually set an example. So for me, what she did, another, if a junior, if a woman would play chess, I would sort of expect her to be able to go to a national, to a men's tournament to show what she can do. So that is why I actually respected her a lot, because she was the only one who did that. So yeah, this is how being the only one, it really does make a difference. And yeah, it is actually nice to see her streaming. So um, yeah, but she's not going only for chess. Yeah, she's also I think she was doing streaming before everyone else, and she also has a lot of followers, a lot, a fair amount. So she was doing it before. I remember her doing it 2 years before at least, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. Oh, and another chess fact. At some point, some international master, or there was that joke that yeah, an international master was he didn't care that much what tournaments to play, but he was looking one game what tournaments Moria was Georgiana was playing, just to say, well, just to be in her side to enjoy the view. Yeah, this another. Yeah, I'm not. I just have simple ideas. Yeah, I'm just fixing tournaments. I just want to go to a tournament where Georgiana is going. Oh, okay, mate. Okay. um, yeah. Moving on to another one. Now another heavyweight. Voida Levente. The Yeah, he is again a stupendously strong GM. So again, he's 2600. I think he was a kind of a wonder kid in Romania. At least he was very young and very strong. As I recall him, he again, it is a huge honor to see him stream. To see him stream. He You get to see a 2600 showing off his ideas, and there are a lot. So again, there is a huge difference between a 2500 or a 2400 and a 2600. So supreme difference. I the One of the memories I have with him is that he held a simul in Târgu Mureș, because at one point he was he was part of the club in Târgu Mureș for a short while. They managed to take him, and somehow afterwards, after many years, they convinced him to play a simul against a lot of the junior chess players that were in Târgu Mureș. And I have this photo of me playing against him, and it is a fun memory because I started chess at 8.5 years old. And here I was 10, right? So it's me playing against a grandmaster. Ooh, and not just any grandmaster, but a very strong grandmaster, right? And this is one picture I cherish a lot. And there is another memory I have with him. There was the Super League. I So if people do not know, in Romania, you would have, just like in football, it's a tournament for the chess clubs, and each club would make a team. And of course, the bigger the club, the more money the club has, the better the players. You can play. They can pay stronger players. They can pay foreigners. I play for a kind of a local club. So I play for CSO Topen, which made its team with junior chess players and very young chess players. And so imagine a team of youngsters qualifying in the Super League. So we had to qualify from Division B, Division A, and then go to the Super League with all the strongest chess clubs. And imagine in that tournament that we play, I am board one, playing for Cheseo Topen, and we're playing against Baia Mare. And in Baia Mare, just to imagine, Voida Levante was board 3. Board 4 was Sabo Gergely. Board 5 was Banus, another GM. And board 6 was Haibok Robert. So their board 6 was stronger than our board 1. And another shocking fact that at board 2, Nisipianu was playing, was the best Romanian chess player. And so you can imagine Nisipianu on board 2, Voida Levente on board 3, and on board 1, I was playing against Erdos Victor. Yeah, and in that memory of just seeing these monsters, right, lined up to play against a bunch of youngsters was very interesting. And I remember in that tournament that I was board 1, board 2 was Dicu Răzvan, and board 3 was Vasile Claudiu Daniel. So as youngster, and board 4 was Nastase. Yeah, board 4 was Nastase, who was 4 years younger than me. So I was 19, Dicu was 18, Vasile was 18, Nastase was 15. Yeah, and afterward there was Briana Stanciu, who was 12 years old or something like that, and Stancu Robert. And the funny part is that Stancu Robert had a winning position against Haibok. Okay, god damn it, the junior misplayed it. Briana had an equal-ish position against Banus. Nastase had a pretty interesting position with white against Sabo Gergely. And Vasile Claudiu had Vasile Claudiu was with black, and they played the Spanish line. I recall. Maybe they just played on long Spanish, long Italian with Bishop C4. This is how I remember the game. So it was still equal, and on board 2, Dicu had an extra pawn with Nisipianu, which was very interesting. And I sacrificed a piece against Erdos, and Erdos was just confused about the position because it was equal-ish, and I starting to grab the initiative. So you can imagine Nisipianu getting off, right? Just disgusted with his position, or just annoyed with his position that he had lost a pawn. He looks at Haibok, he's lost. He looks at Sabo, he doesn't like his position, right? And then he looks at board 1, and he sees that I am sacrificing a piece, and I presume it was a position that he would have liked to play with black. And so he was just fuming there. And that was, eventually we lost 5-1. There was only one person who won, against those giants. And that person was Vasile Claudiu Daniel against Vaida Levente. So this is how I remember. He was, yeah, our uh, our player just managed to defeat Vaida Levente, but otherwise, yeah, he is stupendously strong. So he's not just a grandmaster; he's a strong grandmaster. So he can level even grandmaster and international masters also. So that's why it's a class difference. And seeing him stream online, well, again, it's interesting. So Tranquilizer, thank you a lot for streaming. Moving on, Irina. Yeah, this she's from Moldova actually, and she came to Romania, and yeah, she's 1 year older than me, and she is a high class woman player. Yeah, I think right now she's the top rated because right now she's dueling now with Peptan. Yeah, so right now she's an Olympic chess player for Romanian women's chess team, and also she has a lot of she's starting to become well known for other chess players at least. She had I remember she had a blog where she would put her journeys, all her yeah, went to this tournament, went there, and she would just explain the tournament. It was really nice because it was before the vlogging, the chess base, everything. So it was really nice to see her just telling her stories. And another point I remember, yeah, there was a national chess championship, the junior chess championship. Yeah, she was playing at the 20-year age group, and I was doing photos for young chess. I was also playing, and I think then we had a day off or something like that because I was doing the photos for each participant. And when I did to Irina, and she saw the photo, God damn it, what is this photo? How can you do this? Because she was doing them a lot better. And afterwards, she made a picture with me, and she caught me in the action somehow. She caught me when I was playing against the opponent, right? Hair everywhere in I don't know in yeah, I don't think it was don't think I had a tracksuit, but I was in any case I wasn't formal, so I was all in chess player, sports person, right? So I was in the action, and that photo afterwards I used to that was a emblematic photo for me afterwards. So she managed to make a photo, and after so that's how it's made. Yeah, see, you can do it. This is how we want. That I remember how annoyed she was by her with her photo. Another moment I remember was in Arad. I played against Peptan Corina, and she was fighting with her for a place in the women's for a prize for the women. And I had an extra exchange, and I botched it up and made a draw. And afterwards, she was really annoyed. How can you make a draw in that position? What is this? I mean, how can you play like that? This is again, oh god damn it, cut me some slack. Yeah, she was, yeah, she was really angry because she lost the prize then. So yeah, I would be angry also. Yeah, I think also she has a video with the Irina method, as I recall. So she started making videos explaining. She's also featured as a commentator for a tournament. At least I've heard for that tournament. I've heard her commenting with Viorel Bologan, and yeah, you can't get much better than that. So she is again, she is very strong. She's high class, and she has that air of a person enjoying chess and for the traveling, enjoying it, playing serious chess, and then explaining, yeah, when I traveled to this place and that place and that place. So you actually feel that vibe with her. So it's not just the seriousness of the game, as much as could tell you stories. Yeah, I went to that country and that country. So again, I highly recommend her channel. Moving on, the Count. The Count, of course, Christian Kirilla, the one and only, the prince of the Romanian chess. Yeah, when I started chess late, right? At 8 years old. At 10 years old, I just participated at the national junior chess championship, and there was an arbiter, Kirilla Radu, and he was the boss, right? And there was a moment that I heard, yeah, but he is the boss, but he has a son that he plays very well. And from there on in, I knew of Christian Kirilla. I I will try to explain how I know him, how I remember him. So you have to understand that when I started playing chess and when I was playing at 10 years old, 11 years old, I was very impressionable. So I was watching, oh, this player, wow. And with there was um, there was a newsletter, and I would see the games played by the junior chess champion. In and Christian Kirilla was always one of the top ones. So he is the most talented. Also, he had a rival of similar age, Anton Theodor. And since Anton Theodor is from my county, and he was also playing for the same chess club, I always rooted for Anton. So all the time when they were playing, imagine seeing, seeing your older cousin playing against someone of similar age. So the older brother, older cousin, imagine like that. That was for me. That was how I saw them. So there was just these cool guys who knew a lot of chess, and they were duking out one against the other. Yeah, and Kirill Christian always had that air of a rock star for me. So I always saw him as a bit brash, right? Always ready to fire off joke after joke after joke. And I remember, yeah, at his age group there was him, it was Anton Theodor, and there was also the the dorky but not dorky Georgescu Tiberiu and Posedaru. And these four, they were like the walking jokesters. So they were the cool guys, the cool kids. Always, wherever they would go, all attention would go to them. Yeah, they were the cool guys. And I remember growing up, going through their games, watching, and oh, okay, now he's playing. And I remember when he won the the World Chess Championship for the juniors. That was a very big thing in Romania. So when he did that, he went from the superstar. He went from superstar kid to legendary kid. So yeah, he's the next grandmaster. He's the next. And afterwards, yeah, he was recruited in the USA, and off he went. Yeah, so it's actually nice to see him when he comes back to Romania. It's nice to hear him talk. Nice to see, and nice to see the gang always, the four guys, the cool guys getting together, and then you just have to listen to them, and it's really interesting. It's imagine the cool kids, all right, and you would get how I would see them, and yeah, and there's also the question in Romania that it's not exactly clear if uh, he's the son of Kirill Radu, or Kirill Radu is the father of Kirill Cristian, who's the larger superstar, because in Romania his father is an international arbiter and he's everywhere. So every Romanian knows him. So, but again, for the American chess players, Christian is the largest superstar. And also, when they, you have to keep in mind, he has that air of a jokester and a super and a rock star. The closest word would be a rock star. And his rival, yeah, the Anton Theodor is just like a gunslinging cowboy. That would be the closest thing, the way I could. And then firing off joke after joke after joke and trolling each other. So it's really nice to see them like that. I played a game against him in Arad, and that was a bit of a shock when I played against him, because I think I was 18 years old. Yeah, and suddenly he went back from the US just for the summer. He played in Arad, and poof, I'm playing against Kirill Christian. Okay, and I played the Grunfeld against him, and he surprised me. So I played um, I played this line of the Grunfeld, but maybe I'm not. I remembered he surprised me. I don't remember which line actually. Played Bishop D2 or Knight A4, one of these. And okay, he managed to defeat me. He's very strong tactically, so if he gets a dynamic position where he's better, he will execute anyone. And I remember afterwards the analysis, and I was shocked at the analysis, because he said, "Yeah, and here I wanted to avoid the preparation of my younger player, because yeah, he knows a bit of theory." And what? You studied my games to prepare, and you made countermeasures for me? Okay, that's a first when a 2500 does that. So I was shocked that, wait, these guys are starting to prepare against me? God damn it. I have to be prepared again. Yeah, I think that was a large large hole in my repertoire. Managed to find it, and after then down the drain it went. I played very badly. And that game, I think, is the only one I played against the Count. And it's nice to see him to see him stream. And also when he became one of the seconds of Caruana, it was again a big thing. So I was just cheering, oh, oh, here he is, right? I don't care. Okay, okay, there are other seconds, but there's Christian Kirill. Yeah, and seeing him stream, seeing him talk, I just remember the how I used to see him as the rock star kid, if you would. So again, all another and you can see by the count, of course, it's not you, the one and only Diana, Diana Mirza, the Irish chess player. Yeah, I met Diana and met her father, and I think it was in what was it, Albena? So that was 2011 or maybe before. I remember her father was very active on the chess scene. He would get players to come to Ireland, and yeah, I remember just uh, just the surprise of meeting. Oh, well, here's a chess player from. He's a new. Here's a chess player. He's not from Romania, but she's Romanian, right? Okay, nice to meet you. And yeah, I remember. Yeah, I used to know her. Yeah, the small girl from Ireland, and she became, yeah, the top rated woman there. She won tournaments there, so she now is ridiculously strong there. And yeah, I remember her. I think when I met her, she was studying with Pavlov, the the trainer. So we have Mircea Pavlov, the trainer, and I remember she was studying with her. And also there was some chess teams championship, and her father would bring Romanian chess players and Moldavian chess players. So I always associate them with the chess scene, and that's how I know. And yeah, she was just a small girl then. Now she grew up. So the image that I have with her when I met her is very different from how she is now. It's a nice surprise. Yeah. And then again, I highly recommend. I didn't. I highly recommend for you to become one of her darlings. Right. That's how she calls her fans, as I remember. And unfortunately, I didn't get to play against her at all. So yeah, hopefully one day it will be so. No games to show, but in any case, she is. Just to imagine that uh, she's explaining chess. She's showing off how she's playing. So she has that bubbly personality. So it's it's actually very nice. That channel is very nice to see. And now, oh, Andrea Navrotescu and direct. She is one of she is a chess player, a Romanian chess player of a similar age with me that I have not met and have not played against, and I have and didn't even talk to her at all. So she and for me it's a bit annoying in the sense that I know a lot of Romanian chess players. I went to a lot of chess competitions, and here is a woman international master, right, who was playing at tournaments, but I didn't get to meet. So there was I have one memory still that I was in Pardubice, as I recall. There was a European Chess Championship there, and the when I went for lunch, it was me with my mother. And at one point, some there was a man standing there in line, and I got the feeling of deja vu. Wait, I somehow know this guy. But how? And we somehow got to be seated at the same table. And then, holy God, oh, wow, that's Navrotescu. That's Cătălin Navrotescu. And I was starting to I was starting to fanboy there. Wow, wow, wow. And somehow we started talking, and I was, yeah, I know. You're an international master. You're from Iași, right? And you have a daughter. She's playing here. But I didn't go on and on. Yeah, he explained. He started talking in Romanian. Yeah, it was the surprise also for my mother because she didn't know him at all. Yeah, and when he said, yeah, but I'm Romanian, and yeah, I'm Romanian. I'm from Iași, and we settled in France. Yeah, and I was just, wow, that's international master Cătălin Navrotescu. So this is one memory of getting close to the Navrotescu family. So yeah, her father is an international master. So just for an idea. Um, Another thing that I remember with Andrea Navrotescu is when I was 12, I used to read the newsletters with the chess games, and especially after the Junior Chess Championship. And I remember that I saw also the games for the women players, right? And there were a girl 10 years old, right? And she was, I think she got second place or third place. First place was Daria Vișenescu. And so I knew her as one of the top players at that age. So I knew, okay, she's playing there. And afterwards, I knew her as a rival of Daria Vișenescu. So Daria Vișenescu is one of yeah, was one of our princesses, right? One of the ones was getting she got the European Chess Championship title, and I knew Andrea Navrotescu as being one of her rivals. So that was always how I knew of her. And afterwards, there was another moment when she really helped indirectly. That at one point I went to France with Erasmus, and I could not speak a word in French. I could not. I couldn't say anything. I was afraid somehow. It was something. It was like a mental block. And at one point, I said, "Okay, just give me a chess. Just I want to hear chess. At least chess I could understand." And there was that video of her win, and I heard her speaking French, and I heard the terms for the for the for the chess terms in French. So okay, I calmed down, and at least I could say a few words and I could explain a game. But back then I couldn't. I had to see this game of hers, and afterwards okay, I could say oui ce 4 E5 jeu 3 cavalier F6 fou G2 D5 c'est prend D5 cavalier prend D5 cavalier C3. Yeah, I could afterwards at least say a game. And if you're wondering what the hell I just said, I said this, but maybe, yeah, G3, yeah, and this is what I said before. Um, so she helped, seeing her talk in French helped me just a bit to overcome that fear of French. So again, thanks. And yeah, there was also um, another thing that I remember. She, I was looking at Banzia chess tube, and yeah, in the commentary it was written, Andrea lost and rage quit. Oh god damn it! And then she appeared in the channel for uh, she appeared in the chat for in Banzia's stream. There was also Daniel Baratoshi there and other chess players, and yeah, she was filming there. I lost this game, and then I was almost tempted to get inside to get. All right, hello, because yeah, she was explaining how she didn't see she was filming there. So that was again a moment when I could have at least talked to her. But one day or another, she, one day when I will meet her. But she is, yeah, she is 20, 2200, 2300. In any case, she's very strong. So you can't play. You can't. If you make a mistake, she will punish badly. And I remember chess friend Daniel Baratoshi, if I recall, telling me of how she would, she prepared a lot. So she was very serious about the game of chess, in the way she was preparing for the lines, she was preparing for the games, she had the analysis. So there was that air of right serious preparation. But then again, now you could hear her stream, and she has that delightful French accent. I don't think, yes, you have to make the mouth a little smaller, and you would get something similar. It feels like a Tweety effect, the way she's speaking. But then again, just hearing her is delightful. So, um, yeah, I highly recommend this channel, and yeah, hopefully I will meet her one day. Sabina Foishor, yeah, this one, yeah, whoops, I think I closed the other one. Sabina Foishor, yeah, this one is really special. She's again a chess player, a Romanian chess player that I have not meet. I'm not acquainted with her, but I've met her family, her father, her mother, and her younger sister. Just to imagine, her father is an international master and was national chess champion in Romania. Her mother was multiple times national chess champion and Olympic player. Yeah. So 2400 father, 2400 mother, and the younger sister who was she had 1900 elo at 10 years old, so that's how she started. So and she was rated 2200 at 18 years old, something like that. I remember I I knew her sister well because her sister is my age. So I didn't get to meet Sabina for sure, but I met Veronica, Vera for sure. And at one point we placed a bet who would surpass 2300. Yeah, we were both confident. Yeah, we're gonna take it. Yeah, it's just a matter of time. And well, after we made the bet, both of us played horrendously, and Aurelio went down the drain. But we were confident at that time. Well, it's just a matter of time. And yeah, that being said, um, one particular memory I when she won the US Chess Championship, when Sabina won the US Chess Championship, it was a bit of a teary-eyed moment because that year her mother died, and for sure Christina, and that was sad. That was very sad. The way she because she was gone. You have to imagine in 2016 I played against Christina Foishor. Yeah, she dominated the tournament, won 8.5 out of 9, and I managed to salvage a draw. And afterwards, she was gone, and that was not that was sad. And seeing Sabina win after her mother's death was, yeah, it was teary-eyed moment. You have to just imagine the mother in the heavens watching the games of her and go and cheering for her. Just that image alone would made me teary-eyed. But yeah, I didn't get to meet her, but I was rooting for her when she was playing the chess championship, and I was very happy when she won it. So again, she is a chess player that I would like to meet someday. But yeah, I think here there's a photo of, yeah, Christina for sure. Yeah. There was that moment when both Veronica went to Great Britain and Sabina went to America, and suddenly the Foishore parents were without their crown jewels, and uh, there was a tournament there was a national chess championship where Vera for the first time didn't participate. So Vera was not there, Veronica. Sabina was in the US, so she couldn't play, and there was only Christina for sure. And somehow we we started talking, and after the rounds we would analyze the games. And I remember just that moment when uh, I played against Tiberiu Georgescu, and I sacrificed the queen somehow. For So I gave the queen for, I believe, rook and bishop, something like that, and I had bishop pair, and it was an interesting sacrifice. But TB managed to trick me and then won. Afterwards, I remember analyzing the games, and she would just show me, yeah, but this is a very interesting idea. Yeah, but here is lost if he played this, and it was that moment of cheering me up. Uh, after the game, because first I thought I played horrendously, that I missed everything, and after that game, well, at least I can see something. So I remember when she was, yeah, but I like this position. Oh, well, he is lost here. So that was a, and again there was a tournament in Cluj where Christina Foisher played, and I had I think that was the only game I played against Christina Foisher. So I got to play against Veronica, uh, when she was 13 years old. Managed to play against her at Arad, but the rest I didn't. I didn't get to play against their father. I didn't get to play against. I got to play against Christina at that tournament in Cluj, and I remember that tournament that she won comfortably, and I remember something like this went the game. So d6, knight c3, e5, here, here, and here she took, as I recall. And then something similar to this, f5. And I remember I took, and she took on d4. She took on f5, nice, and she took on e3. Right, so 13 moves, and I am busted strategically. This is the game, and somehow I managed to make a draw in this position. She won 8.5 out of 9, and that's how I remember that tournament, because I was the only stubborn guy who didn't lose. And afterwards, I wished I would have lost, because 9 out of 9 would have been nice for her. Yeah, so my contact with the Foyshore family was with Veronica and Christina, and a bit with the father. So he was a very strong international master, and he knows a lot about chess. So this is how I knew. I didn't get to meet Sabina. So I hopefully I will one day. And yeah, this article on ChessBase is with her, yeah, with those moments. And yeah, yeah, that the story of that tournament is essentially like a Cinderella story. So she just appeared and just started playing better, and she won. So we were rooting for her, especially after what happened with her mother, and yeah, she managed to do it. So if you want to hear more about her, check out her channel. And now the last one, in a sense, it's a bit of cheating. Depends on how you see it. The last one is a chess player who was born in the U.S., I recall, and her her parents are Romanian, both, as I recall, and yeah, she learned at a Romanian chess chess community site, but then again, she isn't born in Romania. She is not considered she's a Canadian citizen. So in a bit, I am cheating, but the Romanian inside screams, well, she is part Romanian, so take it with a grain of salt. And the last one is the one and only Botez Alexandra, and Andrea, of course, her sister. I don't think there are chess players who don't know of her, and that gives you the idea of just how popular she is. She, I, I knew of her when there was an interview with her when she got a scholarship. There was a video with her explaining how she got the scholarship and so on and so forth. And by the name, Botez, that's Romanian. Wow, a Romanian chess player. And so I wanted to Afterwards, I knew so there is a Romanian chess player in the US. Hopefully, we'll meet her someday. And yeah, didn't happen. But afterwards, she started growing her own fan base. So she started streaming way before everyone. And right now, the fact that a lot of people know what a Botez gambit is, then it gives you the idea that she's becoming part of the meme culture. Uh, and again, Botez, I would say as a Romanian, but and Alexandra, but Alexandra Botez is the American version and should do well enough, I presume. Yeah, I I would really want to hear her speaking Romanian once. Just this is one of my ideas, just to hear her once speaking Romanian and also to meet her as a fellow Romanian chess player. So what she does with her sister is amazing if you think about it. She's a lot of so many people know of her. That right now whatever she does, a video or a stream, people will watch for her. So this is good. She is, and also she is now the leader for chess streamings. So again, goes to show how persistence works out. Also, she has a bit of a science part. As I recall, she had a project using AI to target certain it, AI used in marketing, if I remember correctly. So she is a bit she knows a bit of technology. So it's not only chess wise. People know her for the chess part, but there is a. I would also be curious about that part. So this is the first. This is my shout out for all the Romanian chess players, and hopefully uh, I will get to meet a lot of the chess players that I've listed that I haven't met. I, I did not get to see them. I did not get to speak with them, and see you again next time.